I've got these new chicken moulds. A little chicken. And a little hamster mould. Don't know what a noise a hamster makes. And I want to give them a go because I think they're going to make some really cute sets made out of eco resin to sell as paint your own. But I also think they would make great paperweights or ornaments. Now, there's 4 of the same mould on each one. Now, I'm not so keen on having them like that. So I'm going to do really what you shouldn't. I don't suppose you should do. And I'm going to cut mine off because I would prefer to have mine as standalone like that. Now, they are likely to fall over. Yeah, look, they are because they're belly heavy. But I don't mind about that because I'm going to set these into a little bit of sand when I'm curing them up. And I can understand why they've put them in 4, but at least this way, when I use one mould, I can make one item. Or if I want to make several, I've still got several moulds of the same thing. Oh, the hamster one stands on its own fairly well, so he's okay. But they're great value, getting 4 moulds of each one. So I'm going to do 2 of each. The chicken looks really angry from this position, but I'm sure that it's not once it's done. I'm sure it's going to look quite cute. The hamster one looks very cute. So the first ones I'm going to pour are using eco resin because I think at least that way I can get them cured and they'll be curing up really quickly. So I've got my eco resin mixed up, and now what I'm going to do is pour that in there. I'm only going to pour it in halfway to the top to start with. And then I'm going to just do a little bit of squidgy widgy around the ears to make sure I've got the ears in full. These ears might be a little bit too delicate for eco resin, but we will see. And now I can fill that right up to the top. And now I can put the rest of this in the chicken one. Oh, look, I've not mixed up enough, but that doesn't matter. I can mix up a little bit more. Make sure I've got that in the beak. So I've mixed up enough now and I can fill this one right up. And they'll be curing fairly quickly, ready to be able to demould those. Well, these have really cured up nicely now. I'm not going to demould them yet. I'm going to leave it a little bit longer because they're still a bit warm from where they're reacting and curing up. So let's put those to one side and then I can concentrate on the chicken and the hamster out of resin. And I thought I'd have a bit of fun with these. The chicken one I'm going to do with wood shavings. And the hamster one I'm going to do with paper bedding. So I'm quickly going to mix up my resin. I'm not going to need a deep pour for these. It will be fine with a 1-to-1. So I've got my resin mixed up. That's for my chicken. That's for my hamster. And now before I put in any of my additions, what I'm going to do is add some colour in them. And this is the translucent colour because I want to be able to see the product that I'm putting in them because I think it adds to it. So I want my chicken to be a yellow tone, of course. And this is the Let's Resin translucent pigments I'm using, as always. I mean, I just love their pigments. And I'm going to do my hamster bright red because I just think it should be. So again, I'm going to mix that in as well. Now this is going to create quite a lot of bubbles, adding this sort of stuff in there, but I don't mind about that. I think that's going to give it a bit more fun. And I want it to be quite thick in there and fully covered, but I want to make sure that every bit of my wood is fully covered with that resin. Wood shavings absorbed a little bit more resin than I hoped, so I've mixed up a little bit more because I want it a bit wetter than that. Because if not, it's not going to give you a nice smooth finish when you put it in. Put a bit more in than that. Oh, that's better. That's much better. It's like the consistency of pulp now. So it's going to have a much smoother finish to it when it's cured. I might pop a bit more of the colour in to make it a bit more yellow. And give that a mix round as well. Oh, that's better as well. Much better. And now I can start to fill this mould up. I'm pushing it in quite firm. So I want to make sure I get into that beak. And that's really about the only bit that it does need to be pushed in quite firm too. Now I'm going to have loads of this left over. All right, I'm just going to give that a bit of tapping to get that down completely and then fill some more up. I could make another one, but I'm not going to. I'm going to put it into a completely different mould. Make sure all the bits that are sticking through the resin at the top are flat because you don't want any sharp bits at the end. And now we can put that in there. and get that nice and level. And then for the hamster one, I'm going to be using the hamster bedding. I'll put a bit less in to start with, I think. I have used this technique before in other resin projects, and I'll link that video at the end of this because it really does give a great effect, and I've been looking for something to do it again with, so I'm really pleased I've got these moulds. I'm going to give that a bit of a mix through, and now I'm going to wait a couple of minutes for that to absorb the resin a little bit more before I put that in the mould. So that's had a couple of minutes now, and that seems to be fairly fine. What I do need to do is ensure that there's enough resin in the ears of this to ensure that I get the ears done. I'm just pushing my resin into there and letting them flow into those ears first. And then I can push a bit of paper in as well. And it's only the ears really that need to ensure that there's resin in there. I'm pushing this down. Again, this is probably going to trap quite a few bubbles, but it's going to look fine. It's not a clear piece, so the bubbles aren't going to detract away from it. And this way, I tell you, your resin goes a lot further as well. Again, you want to make sure that the base is flat and there's no bits sticking up. Let's tap that down and pop that in there so it's nice and level. Take a couple of bits of this out because I don't want those bits sticking up. I'm just popping a bit of the non-papered resin over the top to allow that to sink down, and hopefully if there's any gaps, that'll sink down and fill those gaps. And now we'll leave those to cure up. Well, these are all cured now, and I can't wait to see what they look like. Now, when you're demolding them from Resincrete, remember, or any eco resin, remember that you need to be really gentle because it does take several days to fully dry out and get rid of all that moisture. So at the moment, things are a little bit delicate in there. Oh, oh, look at that. Oh, that hamster is so cute. And he has come out so wonderful. What a brilliant mould. Lovely and smooth. His little hands, look. Oh, I love that. And that would make a great paint your own hamster. So let's have a look at the little chicken. I know who's going to love this when they see it. Hey, Savannah. That's my friend Carolyn's daughter. And let's do this one really delicately as well, because I don't want to break up off his little tooties or its beak. Oh, that little chick has come out beautiful. Oh, he's so sweet, and there's his little wing. And again, lovely and smooth. So now let's look how they've done with my different resin in them. I'm definitely going to do a set of those. I'm going to leave them to dry for a little while longer. So this is the one with the paper. This is the hamster. We don't need to be as delicate with this one because it's resin. Oh, and look, that has come out lovely. All the little details, no bubbles stuck to the surface. And I really like the colour and the way the paper has shown through it. And it's hamster bedding after all. So it's really quite cute. So let's have a look at the little chicken. And this is the sawdust. Oh, and that's come out beautiful and glossy. Oh, that has come out really, really cute. I like that an awful lot. I really do. What a great little set they are. And again, adding that colour in there just makes that a little bit more interesting. So I hope you've enjoyed that video. I think it's a bit of fun. Love these moulds, and they've got other ones in the series as well that I'll be showing you, I'm sure, soon. Check out the video I've got coming up next on how I use this in a different way. Boot that like button, hit that subscribe button, but most of all, enjoy your resin. Take care. Bye.